unknown.
Alright guys, here's what we're working on today. We got a 94 Chevy Silverado and my windshield wipers stopped working. Here, I'll tell you what happened. They started off working intermittently. Sometimes the switch would work, sometimes it wouldn't. And so eventually after that, the delay, when you had the wipers on their intermittent setting, they'd kind of stop halfway up on the windshield and then pick up, keep going, and a little while back I lost them all together. The truck doesn't get driven that much, so it's not a big deal, but read online that it's probably the wiper control board, and since they're like 13 bucks to replace on Amazon, I've heard you can reflow the solder joints. The issues caused by cold and cracked solder joints on the board itself. So I'm gonna take that board out and see what we can do. But here just to show you that they don't in fact work. Oh. Alright, so here we've got our switch and wipers on, nothing. Windshield sprayer, which is also controlled by that board, nada. Zip. Cruise control, however, does still work, so I don't think it's the switch. Truck's only got 48,000 miles on it, so switch is in pretty good shape, needless to say. So let's go take a look at what you're gonna want to do. Go ahead and pop the hood, and then the wiper control board is located on the firewall back here over the driver's exhaust manifold. And what you want to do is pull this black plastic cover. You don't need to take the whole housing off, but that's held in by a few Torx bits. Used a T20 to get them out. There's one here, one in the middle, and then one down there, and then you just have your one wiring harness plug. Pull the little safety retainer clip, and then you can just pop that off. And as you can see, the cover already fell because I already took it off, but just broke that clip yanking it off there for you guys. Hope you're happy. So that's what your board looks like, and I think you can just wiggle it out of here. Yep. So it comes straight off, slides out of the holder there. So we're gonna go over to the garage and see what we can do about cleaning this up. All right, so we've got the board here over on the workbench. And from what I've read, it's these 5 contacts here that you want to worry about. Oh, I'm sorry, up here. And if you can see this right here, I'll try to zoom in on it. There is some cracking, and I can tell where they might have broken loose from vibrations or whatever. So I'm going to take some solder here. This is just a roll of Craftsman fine electrical rosin coarse solder. Don't use the plumbing solder. I don't know why anyone would even try to do that, but even if you have it lying around, I wouldn't risk using that on electronics. So I've got the soldering iron already heating up. It should be good to go, so let's see if I can find a home for you guys, and we'll take a whack at this here. I could probably flip it around. You can sort of see what I'm doing, but once you heat it up, solder will melt, and all I'm trying to do is get a good contact there between the pin and the board itself. This is a cheap old soldering iron. I don't know if it's going to work very well. Alright, so I can't even heat up the solder with this thing. I'm going to try to find something else. Alright, that ended up kind of being a pain in the ass. I only ended up adding some solder to these two contacts right here. They seem to be the worst, and the only place I could really see a bare pin sticking out. So I'm going to try that. We'll see if it works. If not, I might have to get a new tip on the soldering iron. I switched. I found this 45 watt Craftsman. The other one was a little 15 watt Radio Shack that really wasn't doing much. The garage is a little cold right now, so it's hard to heat up, but all I did was heat up the contact joint there and added a dab of solder on each contact, and we'll go throw it in the truck, see what happens. Alright, so we're back at the truck here. Hopefully you can see alright, and I know my hands will be in your way a little bit, but work with me here. I'll here try to get this in. I suppose it can work while I'm talking sometimes. Alright, line this cover up half-assed. I'm just gonna throw one screw in to hold it right now, and then that should be enough to plug and play, see what we get. Good enough for me. Let's see, I think I left the keys in the truck. Yep. So, alright, moment of truth. Hey, look at that. So, test all the functions. Yep, low, high, sweet. Works for me. That's all the further I'm gonna go with it. If it breaks again, I know what to do. So it took me about 10 minutes. So, guys, if you're having a problem like that, it's worth a shot. Take a little time and try to fix it yourself before you go buying a replacement board. I've heard questionable things about those, so no sense in fixing something that ain't broke. Alright guys, take it easy. Thanks for watching.